And if you guys think of questions as we go through this, pop them in the chat or write them down. At the end, I will stop recording and we'll go through things if you want to kind of chat through stuff. But this is really just to get you the basics so you guys know what's at your fingertips to help you like crush this business. So new crew calls, we are going to go through your groups that you can be a part of, your resources. Obviously, so there's 3 leaders on this team. On this call right now, and most likely you've signed or joined with them. Myself, Nicole, and Abby. Abby's fairly new, but I know her team's growing really fast. Nicole's been in this business for about a year, just right over. And I myself and my husband, Aaron, which you'll see a lot and use him for tech support because I am not that person. You'll be talking to him a lot for help as well, but we've kind of been in this business and season. So I want you guys to understand that this is like, we're in the trenches with you. We aren't some hierarchy. We aren't some person that you can't go to. So even if you're signed up under someone and you have a question, or you're needing support, that is why we have team chats. They are not for overwhelming you. They aren't like you need to follow along so strictly that you don't miss a thing. The team chats are there so that the leaders involved can always be on and helping, because we do this full time. So if your specific leader or upline isn't available, that's why we do the chats, is so there's constantly a thread of people that can really help or maybe have the same question that they know the answer to. And that will get you responded to faster. The other thing I'm going to say is you've signed up for a business, and what that means is you are the owner, which means take accountability. There are things that I've utilized for 8 years in business online, and I never had to ask an upline. I never had to blame an upline for my success or not knowing it. I used Google. I use YouTube. If I don't know how to make a reel on Instagram, I watch YouTube videos, right? Our uplines are amazing support systems, but we are the owners of our business. So I want you to remember that you are not an employee. And if you have that mindset of waiting to be told what to do, you're going to fall behind, because there are so many things you can take ownership of in your business, on your social platforms, posting, learning, watching, training, getting on calls, even if your leader isn't on it, right? Dynasty is huge. Okay. So we're going to talk about Dynasty. This is our main team page. You might hear us talk about other team pages. We have sister pages, but for now we want to focus on Dynasty. We don't want to overwhelm you. And so this is kind of what it looks like. I'm assuming everyone on this call is in here. But this is Dynasty. This is where you're going to go for everything. Okay. We literally have guides and trainings for social media posts, referral posts, what to do in your first 24 hours, what to post, how to set up for text. You might have heard we give a text every day, how to sign up for those. And then above and beyond of product training, other trainings on how to recruit and, be organic about recruiting to your team and sharing the business opportunity, how to utilize 3-in-1 chat. So when Nicole got started, there was a lot of 3-on-1 chats, right? When Abby got started, she's like, I love the idea of this business, but I don't necessarily know how to present the business because I've only just started. So those 3-in-1 chats, we have trainings on those. So you can learn how to connect somebody that's interested with somebody who's seasoned and really make that connection and relationship so they can get the info and then partner with you. Okay. And if you need help with a customer, I know even Carly's on here. She this morning forwarded me a voice memo like, hey, this person has a question. I'm not sure, I've looked kind of at the Life app and found, but I'm still struggling with this answer. So I was able to then respond to her so she could go back to her potential customer and answer that question for them. So always know that your leadership is just not knowing everything, but knowing what's your resources at your fingertips to guide you through. Okay. We don't expect you to know every ingredient. We don't expect you to know every, resource as far as bundling products for somebody's disease or health issues. You're not a doctor. We don't expect you to be. What we do expect you to be is resourceful. And so walking through these things is, I'm hoping will give you that confidence to kind of continue working in your business. Even if you don't know everything, you know where to find it. Okay. So Dynasty, you can use this little search feature up at the top. If you're on, I'm assuming most of you guys are in this group, not from a desktop, but you're on your phone, right? So at the top, there's like a search feature. You can search the page. So whether that's a certain training, whether that's a certain, if you want to find a certain thing by Nicole, you could type her name and everything she's posted or shared is going to pop up, right? So That's what I use a lot of the time. This page is incredible. You're going to go to the guides here. Okay. And if you haven't already done this, this is where you need to start. Guide 1 on your phone. It still says at the top, guide 1, right? And you're going to go through this guide and you're going to launch your business. Every question you have in your first 48 hours, I'm guaranteeing 98% of it is going to be answered in this guide. If you just take the 30 minutes to an hour to walk yourself through, watch the videos. It can be a little boring, right? To set up your app, set up your payment, but everything is there laid out. Okay. And this is by $1 million earners in the company. We put this together to make sure that you are set up for success. You have your apps, every single question. You're like, where do I find this? What do I do? Just go through these guides, write down things as you go. And then if you have questions, if it hasn't covered it, then go to your leader, then go to our team chat. Because I guarantee most of it is going to be explained in there. Nicole and I have both been through this. I know Abby, I think, has gone through it. And then we have our people go through this because it does answer a lot of the common questions and get you set in your business with your apps, your payments, all of that. And then your guide 2, we expect this within, it says your first 30 days, but I expect you to do this in your first 48 hours. Like, it honestly, bye. I love you so much. Have so much fun. It honestly, again, is going to answer all the questions you have. And then as you're going and as you're crushing your biz, you can learn from all of these. We have a guide on team and recruiting. So when you're like, I'm great at selling, I can share these products, but I want to grow a team, right? We talk about like bringing people into this business opportunity because other people have goals and other people want to be a part of this. This is what I'm talking about, how to enroll your teammates. We want you all to earn your Modair experience. And part of that is getting 3 people on board with you and sharing this opportunity in a genuine way. So this right here, the ad tag message system, is what I was chatting about in the beginning, where you can connect them to somebody. Can I unmute you, Nicole? Or are you unmuted? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say also that don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Like, when you guys go through those 2 guides, don't feel like you need to wait to know all the answers to everything before you get going. I think like the key ingredient to build confidence is to just start sharing your codes. And now, especially since we have these $20 time-bound codes, it's a big win for you guys to get out there, get those 3 codes shared, and get your first 3 customers. It's super exciting to make your first sales. Like, I still get super excited when I make sales, but those first few sales, you're like really excited. And with these $20 off codes, if you've gone through guide 1 and 2 and you have your app set up, there's no reason for you guys to like start sharing right away. For sure, you have a circle of friends or family that you can think of 3 people that would want to, use the products or benefit from our products. So I just think that's an important point. Like, don't wait till you think you know everything to get going. Just messy action.
I think we can all get stuck in information paralysis, like you mentioned, and I think we need to know it all. And honestly, if you are not just getting started, you're going to get stuck in information. Like, you're going to get stuck in, I need to know this. What's this? Now I need to know this. And you could be the smartest person in this company and not make $1 because you have not taken action. And we want you to feel that excitement of using your 3 codes and celebrating that. I mean, you're literally almost to bronze when you use those codes. And then you think about having 3 customers in your pod that you can work with, get them in our client page. Okay. Okay. He's like, yep, the kids aren't sleeping. Good luck. Okay. One of you guys might need to take over. But yeah, if you're not diving in, once those 3 people are enrolled as customers and they're excited, we like to see it as not just, hey, you need results and then you share your codes. They have codes to use in their first 10 days so they can bring people alongside of them that they are close to do it with them. So, for example, if my mom signs up for collagen, is excited about the trim for a little bit of weight loss, maybe getting a little fluffy, whatever, she can jump on board and then go message her sister and say, hey, I'm doing this. Would you do this with me for accountability? Okay. So then if they share, this question comes up a lot. Anybody that's a customer that shares their referral code, okay, whether it's the 20 off, whether it's their ongoing forever for eternity 10 off code, if they share through their customer account, They are a customer. They are going to get rewarded with product credit for their orders, right? But they're a customer. They're not receiving commissions. Now the dogs are coming in. I swear. Like, we're so professional over here. But when that customer refers somebody, that referral becomes your customer. Okay. You get commissions off that person for as long as they order, not just one, not just a product credit, but because a customer has referred them, that person belongs to a marketer as far as a commission attached. Okay. So this is why we say it's so important. You don't need a giant following. If you slow down and help each customer understand this process, understand how simple the app is, understand our VIP program and subscribing to save on products, to show them the multitude of clean living products we have, not just for healthcare, but for self-care and wellness in our homes, they will see that they can save money on the products that, you know, they might say, oh, it's a little expensive, that they can get a discount, they can earn credits, they can bring their friends on board. And honestly, the buzzwords right now of clean living, natural, organic, non-toxic, like those things are some of the top Googled words, because people are aware that junk, chemicals, things are going into our foods, things are going into our atmosphere, and they want to be a part of the solution of what can I do to clean up in my home. I hear every day, hey, I need non-toxic. Hey, I want less chemicals. Hey, these products that are allowed in our home products, right, are touching our pets and our kids. Our kids are rolling around on carpets. Like, you know, they're putting their clothes on and absorbing. Our skin is the largest organ on our body. How do we make sure that we're doing our part in getting rid of those toxins, right? So just informing your customers and helping them understand that. It may seem like you're having to slow down. Like, I need to find new customers. I need to find new people, which is an awesome rush to have. But if you slow down, think about it. If you use your 3 codes, if you slow down and helped those 3 people, helped 3 new people, you not only would have the time to like have just onboarded 3 new customers, but that's a potential of them each enrolling 3 new customers for you. Do you see how that can compound and then take the load off of you of having to grow this, you know, social media account where everybody's clicking your link, or I need to find new people? You work with the people that come and trust you to find people that trust them, to find people that trust them. We have a girl in our Dynasty team that she is 18 levels deep of referring. That means 18 levels of customers. A customer of hers refer to customer, refers customers, refers customers, 18 levels deep. And all those referrals go into her customer pod. She just hit 1,000 on social media on Instagram. She does not have just a clickable link where she's blowing up a customer pod. She's used this system strategically to help her customers earn product credit. So they're locked in and loving the products and wanting to reorder because they have credits. They're also starting to see progress and wanting to share because they're loving them. Do you see how that works? So what Nicole is saying is so true, is get into action. You don't need 1,000 customers right now. You just need a few customers. Audrey says, I've never spent so little time on social media to have a business. Exactly. When you slow down and help somebody, and then they are more than willing and excited to earn product credit for their next order. They are more than willing and excited because you've gotten them excited about what we have here that they want to share. They're enticed to earn that 20 off next month, right? Customers love free stuff. Y'all, if you haven't been around for a spoon yet, like, you just wait. Nicole knows, like, that spoon sells out in hours. People will do anything for that spoon, and it's because it's limited, it's exclusive. And that's what you've been given, is this tool of exclusivity. Who's James? Hold on. Anybody know?
Oh, I think he's on, I've been seeing him. He's on somebody's team on.
I always get worried, like Zooms get hacked, and I'm like,
I think he's a guy, he's on somebody's team. I don't know who, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Belinda. He's on my team. He's my brother.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I know, I've seen him around.
All these like school Zoom calls getting hacked. So then like in the middle of a presentation, you're like, who is this? Perfect. Okay.
Can I just say a little something while you're there, Brie?
Please.
Okay. So, I mean, this whole new system that we've implemented since last Monday is really new for everybody in the whole company. Okay. So the people that were at SRC, we got a big jump on that.
Yeah.
We had that big training in Dynasty the night we got back. But just know that there is not yet a specific training on these $20 share the love codes yet in Dynasty. And I'm 100% sure that Wes is working on something as we speak, because he always is. But basically the only thing you need to know is where to find those referral codes. And we have a little video of that. And then how the process works for the tiers, and how to explain the next 3 months to your customers. That's really important when you want to explain to them how to subscribe and save, because it's been built that way to incentivize your customers to subscribe, to stay month 2 to get the $20 off, and then to stay month 3 to get the loyalty match incentive, right? So I would say right now that like the main focus is kind of understanding that little system right there, because like Bree said, when you know that, and then you can coach your customers of how to share their codes and get the money, that's where you start to just duplicate.
Right. And you're utilizing your customer pod to the max ability, instead of feeling panicked, like nobody voted on my poll today, or nobody commented on my post today about the product, or nobody asked me about, a sale today. Like, you're utilizing that to become this bigger wheel of operation, where it's not just you invested in the conversations to create customers for you, right? So instead of just you finding 3 customers, you then have 3 customers that are going to go find 3 customers. That multiplies to 9. Imagine if those 9 understood the system, right? To then go share their 3 codes. That spreads like a spider web for your customer pod. That's getting you a higher commission. That's creating a customer pod for you. And you just have to make sure that you're plugged in, like Nicole said, understanding where to find the codes, how to coach your people. And that's where we come in, is like, hey, Nicole said this, we're new to this. Like, this whole thing is mind blowing to all of us. And we are working on new systems, because this just dropped literally last Saturday. So we all were like there, learned it, traveled home. We're trying to use our codes before they expire, like trying to figure it out. IT guys on corporate side are like, okay, wait, this is exploding. What do we do? This isn't working, having to fix on their end. So now that we've kind of like been through the rough patch, like the bump, we also had a product launch this week of our BioOptic, like vitamin pack. So like there was a lot going on this week. So if you're kind of like, wait, this doesn't make sense, or, okay, I'm going through the guides, I'm not seeing this, like, please ask, like, we can guide you to where that is. It just isn't a system yet, because it just dropped. So all of us are having calls. I know that we have a call that will be recorded. So again, if you're on this call and you're like, oh, another call, they're hosting a call about the Dynasty, or Dynasty is hosting a call with Wayne and Wes, I believe, on how to earn the trip. They just launched that. So, or they just dropped that. So if you're someone that's incentivized by travel, I wanted to mention and bring up, if you're pushing, let me know in the chat if you enrolled with an XM, or you have heard Modair experience. If you enrolled with an XM pack and you want to earn your Modair experience, part of that's going to roll into something called new leadership, and like just explaining to you guys, like, hey, if you guys are crushing a customer pod and learning the system, it's only the 19th. You have this month and next month to not only achieve your Modair experience, which is helping enroll 3 people in this business organically, right?
Canada,
yes.
One.
Canada is one.
One with
it's a little bit different. So if you're Canada, like make sure you refer to Nicole, and like we'll get it straight. But if you're in the US, North America, it's 3. Nicole for Canada team is 1, and that's for business partner side. That's for sharing the business. And we have so many tools and resources. We have recorded calls, sharing the business. Nicole and I think even Abby now, like understanding the system, are always happy. Like if someone's like, hey, I have people, I want to share the business, we are always happy to host a business call, right? You don't have to lead that call, but to be on and present and say, hey, myself and a business partner are just going to share this, and it's the coolest system ever. Get with Nicole, get with myself, get with Abby. We are happy to host one of those calls, so that you can feel confident in sharing the business, even if you don't know the wording and you're not confident in sharing it by yourself, right? So we are always happy to do that. And then earning Utah. So Nicole and I, Abby, I know Carly's like on track, Audrey, we are going to a leadership, a new leader conference. So this is specifically for those who are invested in growing a substantial business with this, right? You want to learn, you want to be plugged in. Utah is a paid for trip that you will earn Once you lock in director 1, which is a team side, we can walk through that again, like privately, but director 1 will give you some slides of how to achieve that. And then a platinum 1 customer pod. So you imagine how fast you can get there. Nicole, how fast did you hit black 1 or platinum 3?
My first month.
Yeah.
But
Within
I
30
think
days.
I think it's either or also for new
Yes.
leader. I think it's
Yes,
either
it's either or.
P1 Yeah.
Yep. So you guys can be enrolling customers, use those codes. And that's that urgency, is don't just stay in learning mode, because we want you guys to be there in Utah with us, holding hands, learning this system. They're going to plug you into so many good trainings and help, right? As a new leader coming into this right out the gate. So that's something people are in qualification for this month and next month. So if that is something you're like, I'm running for that, like, I don't know what it is, but like, I will put my time in, I will run for that. Please let your leaders know. We actually just created a texting thread, Erin and I did, with 3 girls that are really ready to run for it and want to earn it. So we can all come together and really show you what that looks like after you've gone through guide 1. We want you to have gone through guide 1 and get with your leader to make sure it's a good fit as far as timing, as far as what you're wanting to achieve in this business, to make sure it's a good fit. But get with your leader.
And the thing that's good about it is if you guys are brand new, you only have to hit one of those things one time.
Yes.
So can be this month, or next month is the last month, right? For qualification.
Yes, this month. So you would have this month or next month to lock in a customer pod of platinum 1, or the director 1 side of the team side, which is like enrolling your 3 and then wanting to work the business, and you show them the code system. They could easily roll that out for you. So it's really just a duplicatable system. And honestly, I think the customer pod is achievable for any of you guys, especially if you enrolled after the 15th. Your customer pod, I know this happened with Audrey. So Audrey is killing it on the customer side. She actually enrolled after the 15th of the month. So if you're new and you just enrolled, in the last few days, you're going to have the opportunity where your customer pod, we all usually start at 0. Okay, on the first of the month, we all go to 0 and we work on our customer pod, new orders, reorders, and we grow that through the month. You're not going to start at 0. Okay, so for you pushing for this new leadership and wanting to come to have a trip, wanting to come connect, wanting to meet these leaders, wanting to plug into your systems and maximize this business this year, you're going to roll over. If you enrolled after the 15th, your customer pod's going to roll over. You're going to keep growing. Okay, so say you're just shy of where you need to be on the customer side, you're going to keep rolling into next month to hit it one time. If you're a new marketer, all you have to do is hit that on the customer side one time and you will get an invite. So it's this month or next month. And again, get with your leader. If this is something you're like, okay, that sounds good to me, get with your leader. They will help you plug into systems to really kind of amplify that and understand what that means. I did want to take some time to show you guys some other pages. Let me screen share. So this is the One Voice page. You guys might hear us say this, talk about this page. This is the North America page. So get with Nicole. We'll get you added to the appropriate group for all the info that you need. There's, Canada, there's Australia. So you need to get in the page. I'm sure Nicole has already invited you to whatever page you need, or Abby has invited you. If you haven't been invited to the Modair business page, okay, this is what you need. Okay, and they host calls, they host training. So anytime they drop a promo, anytime they drop a new system, they also have guides. Again, you can use the search feature on your phone or on your desktop. You can use the search feature to find things. I actually, for Abby, she was looking for some info on like how the collagen was sourced, and I was able to look at like, this page and found her like PDFs of exactly how it's sourced, exactly, the humane way the chickens are treated. Like if you need anything, this is kind of where you're going to go. They have so many trainings by great leaders. They have daily checklists. They have kind of business checklists. So they go live a lot in here every like beginning of the month. They'll host like a beginning of the month call, kind of set you up for success. Again, if they ever drop a promo, they're going to get on and talk about that. So you have this as a resource. And just, it's great to connect with other people, because I don't want you to feel like you can only connect with people on our team. We're still growing. And if you find someone and groove with them, that's awesome. Like we are a web of connection. There is no competition. This isn't like we're on this team, they're on this team. This is like, we want everyone to succeed. So it's a great place to connect with people. So this is a page on Facebook as well. And then the other page that you might hear us talk about, and again, I think there's, if you're French speaking, there's another results room now that I know, I don't know if I'm a part of it. Did you add me, Nicole? But you can make sure any of your French speaking or anybody that speaks
Yeah,
French can
all
get a part of it.
my French people are in there already.
Yeah. Okay. So all the French people have, so if you have someone that's French speaking, we actually have a separate group, but this is like the main, this is for our customers or potential customers. So someone that's on the fence and like, nah, we add them in here and we can tag them in results that are, you know, exactly what they're looking to accomplish, right? Someone that sees my body type and they want to lose 100 pounds, they're not going to relate to my story of postpartum toning because that's not what they're wanting to achieve. So when they say, oh, how much weight have you lost? And I'm like, well, honestly, that's not my goal. I want to be able to show them that somebody in their situation and with their goals is maintainable, is manageable, is doable with the products that we offer, right? So I can bring them in here and show them product testimony after product testimony of customers that fit their needs, their health issues, right? Because again, we're not doctors. We can only show results of what the products have done for people. So this is a great feature to tag someone that's interested in the products. They're going to constantly be seeing product testimonies and product testimonies. We have training. So someone that's, you know, coming in with, you know, hey, the trim, the lean body system, I can bring them in here. Once they order, I can tag them in a video explaining how to do the lean body system, right? You can learn about the products. You can learn about your lean body system. It's going to walk you through. It's going to talk about daily systems. You can type in meal plans for all of 2020. We were posting meal plans. A girl of, you know, ours on our team was posting meal plans. So anybody that needs anything, you can tag them right here. It's all right here. So this is for your customers. And then when they're like, hey, you know, I saw so-and-so, like, what is it that they're using, right? It's going to come from this page and you can really help explain and dive into what personally they should be using for their goals. Okay. So
Can
go
I
ahead.
add something to that, Bree? So this comes back to like what Bree was saying earlier, as you guys are not the expert and you don't need to be. This is totally your third party validation. And that's why our system is so simple, because any customer that is interested in any product, I add them in there. You'll see that there's albums also. I go to like the BioCell album or the Lean Body System album, and I tag them in there and say, like Bree said, here, these are the products you're interested in. Once you've checked it out, come back to this chat. I have a discount code for you to get started. That's literally what I say every time. And then once they've had a chance to see the results in there, and like Bree said, they're going to see people commenting. And actually, when you're once you put your customers in the results room and you comment on different posts, they see what you comment also. So it's important also to be interactive in these groups. That's what I always say to my marketers, because the more you comment on posts, the more the people that you added into that group see those posts that you comment on. So that's like just another tip also. But there's literally everything that you want to find about a product is in this group. There's so much information. And like Bree said, you see the little search function up in the top right. You can click there and search any product, any question you have, and all the stuff will pop up. So that's,
so if you're on desktop, it's here. And then on your app, it's just kind of right in the corner there. It actually says search. So yeah, I mean, you need results from a male's perspective. If you want skincare results, you can even type skincare results or, you know, face results, and lots of people that aren't even in the albums will pop up. And what's cool here is like when we go into the guides here, like when they join the group, we say right here, we can't approve medical claims, but we also say, hey, if you share results in here, you're accepting the terms of being able to share those. So whenever you see a transformation in here and you're like, I need to share this, or I want to share this, you absolutely can. Sometimes it'll say like, please block name for privacy. If they post that, you cannot post their name, but you can use results. Okay. A lot of times people will block their face out if they don't want to be seen. But when someone posts in here, you automatically have permission to share. Okay. So that's something we make clear in joining the group and in our guidelines, how we roll. We don't share transformations before 30 days. We discourage it, and we will delete from this page because honestly, we're not a quick fix company. And even if someone is feeling good, right? And we love those like testimonies. I know Abby was like, oh my gosh, my skin, like in a couple days, like I felt like glowy. we want to show like real results over time, right? This is not a quick fix. We don't want someone to think that they can take trim and they're going to lose 50 pounds in a week, right? So like realistic results in here. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw while Nicole was talking, I pulled this up, and Bethany and I are working on editing. We have so many new products, but if you go into the albums, I get pregnancy and breastfeeding questions. Like I am in the thick of motherhood, right? Like I keep having babies and I get these questions a lot from moms, nursing moms. So here's things that you definitely want to avoid. Okay. Just things that we've said, hey, this is going to detox. This might come through your milk. This, this not approved. Right. And then there's things that we suggest. Okay. We cannot say safe while pregnant. We cannot say safe while nursing. That's just something that we don't approve in this group. But what you can say is, here's a healthy nursing routine that's been suggested. Okay. If you go to Modair Life app, you can search any product and find the product ingredients, what it does. They can take to their midwife. They can take to their lactation consultant. They can take to their OB. Okay. For confirmation of use. So we had in our chat the other day, or last night, these new bio packs, right? Hey, should we take these when pregnant? Should we not? If I'm nursing, da, da, da. Again, I said, I personally would be confident in taking it. I personally feel like I would use it when pregnant or nursing. And then another mom who's currently pregnant said, hey, it has this ingredient, ashwagandha, which has been said not deemed safe for pregnancy. What that means is it doesn't have studies around it in pregnancy. Okay. It's an ingredient that hasn't been studied in pregnancy to see positive or negative effects. There just isn't the science behind it or any research. So I personally would never say, hey, safe for pregnancy. If I get pregnant again, I'll say I'm currently using this and get it approved by my OB, or talk to my midwife about it and say the reasons why they love it. But I would never say it's approved for every pregnancy, just like eating McDonald's would not be approved for every pregnancy, right? Like I can't say, yes, that's safe, right? Go ahead.
And that goes for any product.
Yes.
Like if you guys get questions, if certain
Medically,
products are safe with medication and whatever, I literally say, I take the info on what's in the product from my Life app. I send it to them and I say, just ask your pharmacist. I don't even say ask a doctor, because the pharmacist is the one that's easy to reach. And they're the ones that are going to be able to say with drug interactions, if it's okay or not.
Correct. Yes, exactly. And I wanted to show you guys, let me see, oops, where I lost you. Trying to screen share so I can show you guys kind of the breakdown of, there we go. Can you guys see that? Yes.
Oh, you got the slides.
This is from the, this is like the business presentation, but it's kind of the end where we just go through a little bit. So I wanted to show you guys this, just to get in your brain, like the income that can come from earning your Modair experience. Like I think an iPad, an Apple Watch, trip credit, I think those are all amazing. In fact, like I was talking to Abby, I was like, girl, get the trip credit, then you can come early to Utah. Like, your hotel, think about hotel or flights or travel, gas, whatever, like that you can get that taken care of for a trip, right? The iWatch is amazing. I think, Nicole, did you get the iWatch? Yes, cool. Love it. We got iPads. We happened to be going on a trip and our iPad had broken. So we got the iPad and downloaded like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or whatever on the iPad for the kids. So like, whatever season of life you can pick. The shopping spree, I think, is like any store, they're going to send your gift card to that store, right? But this is so cool because it breaks down exactly for any business builder, anybody wanting to come into this to make a specific income, right? It helps you achieve that by just doing the things. And this is kind of like a prize. It's like a kid with a sticker chart, you put the stickers on every day. This is what you're doing. It's like, okay, did guide 1. I did my codes. I did this. I helped my girls with codes, learn how to use their codes, right? And you're building momentum in your business and then earning a reward. Okay. This is on top of getting paid. This is on top of everything. And so again, it's going to look a little different for Canada. So I don't want to like show you the breakdown really, but is it still silver, right? Is it silver?
It's silver, five customers, 1,000 in volume, silver, team leader, 3,000 in points, but you only need one marketer with 300 points in Canada.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you guys can see here, silver is 5 customers. You guys, anybody can do that. Literally anybody. I've seen people do this before. I mean, like Carly, I think she's still on here. Like she's enrolling customers and hasn't even announced on Facebook because she's excited and telling friends and sending codes. She's used up her links. Like that's how quick that can go. Okay. Like, I don't want you to think of that as a benchmark of like leadership. I want you to think of that as like, I'm coming in here and I'm going to do that within a blink of an eye because I'm excited, and people are going to feel that. And that urgency of using the codes and that urgency of getting started, right? Aaron and I had posted and I was like, dude, we haven't even like tried all of this stuff, right? Like we don't, like, I don't even have result. Like I'm so excited. I was sharing, and Nicole, like same thing. It's like, we were so excited about the science-backed products and customers seeing results from this stuff. I knew I would have results. I knew that I was going to have my own story, but I wasn't about to wait 8 months for my hair to grow back to start sharing this. Does that make sense? Like I had postpartum balding. Like you guys can see all this. Like I literally was bald, and now I'm able to share that, but I didn't have to wait because we had that results room where I could show people, you guys, this is insane. Like, this is so cool. So I don't want you to think of this as like, okay, once I hit, then I stop. That's a benchmark. Okay. That's like, hey, let's get that checked off my list so I can move on to the next step. Okay. And then team leader side, obviously it's going to look a little different in Canada. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but team leader is like your organization points. And in North America, you need to enroll 3 business partners. And then it's like their, customer pods exploding. You guys are going to earn it together. Okay. And that's kind of our goal, is always helping everyone that comes in earn that Modair experience. If they enroll with an XM, they're going to be a lot closer volume wise because they have 500 points banked in their account from their own XM purchase. They don't have to. They can still earn the Modair experience. You can still push them to these steps. Okay. But we want to help you guys understand how simple it is to achieve it, to show then your marketers that are going to be joining you in the next several months that it's doable, that it's achievable, that it's not going to take over your life, that you can do this with the steps and systems we are plug and playing for you. All you need to do is implement and become the boss in your business. We aren't going to do it for you. I'm not going to create your push. You have to come up with that and say, I am pushing because of X, Y, and Z. Like I know for Nicole, she had a very personal goal, like to do this business, right? Being laid off. She shared her story. Like she wasn't making money. She couldn't work. Canada was on lockdown. And so the fact that she was able to come into this and create income from home during lockdown, like it's incredible, right? That story is incredible. So for her, it was a personal, like, hey, my boys are in hockey. Like we got things going on. Those things don't pay themselves, right? For us, like we're trying to grow a home. But my first why was to leave retail, right? Like when I got started on social, my picture sucked. I had no lighting. I didn't know what a ring light was. I didn't know what public or private meant on social media. I didn't know any of that stuff. The only thing I had at my fingertips was a desire to succeed more than I wanted to quit. And I knew exactly what like quitting looked like. And quitting meant staying stuck in the exact same spot I was. Quitting meant I was going to be stuck in retail on that hamster wheel, getting my 50-cent raise every year. And then I had capped out as a manager at that store. Do you know what capped out feels like? Maybe you're there. Like capped out to me was like, nothing changes. Like unless I do something different, nothing changes. I'm stuck at this job for 60 to 70 hours a week. I'm away from my kid and nothing changes. I'm still paycheck to paycheck. I'm still barely getting the groceries every week. I'm still waiting for payday to fill my gas tank. Those were things that were very real to me, right? And it might look different for you. Maybe you're like, I really want to freaking go on that trip and not like have it come out on a credit card, right? I really want to take my kids on that vacay, or like, gosh, I would love to fire my boss. Whatever it looks like for you, that time freedom, that time flexibility is what Aaron and I do this for. We work like this is our full-time job. We plug in. I know Nicole, she plugs in because this is her full-time job. It might look different for you. Celebrate a customer sale, celebrate a marketer sign up, celebrate everything along the way, because that goal is going to change so quickly. And I guarantee if you have a goal, right, you would never set out on a trip to somewhere not knowing your destination. Maybe somebody, but like not me. Like I'm going to know where I'm going, how long I'm going to be gone for. I'm going to know the weather so I know how to pack, right? We all went to Utah. We're like, oh, we had outfits in mind. It's going to be snowy and cold. That's going to revamp how we pack for the trip, right? So I want you guys to have in your head, what is the goal in mind that you're running towards, so that you have it clear in your head of like, why am I watching this training? Why am I posting this thing Nicole or Abby's telling me to post? Why am I showing up on this call? Because it can get very monotonous. It can get boring, but I want you to have excitement in it, knowing where you're headed. Aaron and I want to build a home in 3 years, right? That's not cheap. We have 4 children. I want to expand our family. I want another child. Like that takes money, right? So it has to be money on purpose. Audrey saying, yes, be intentional. Like I don't get on, and I don't think Nicole does or Abby does. If you want to build this business, I don't get on and just scroll and see what other people are doing. I get on intentionally to add value in my social media. I get on to build trust, to build relationships, right? So those are things that you need to be aware of, is like, hey, my social media is now my storefront. You would never go to your main grocery store, right? And if they have posted business hours or they have posted on the website and you're like, I know they're open, you would never just go and they're like, oh, we didn't feel like opening today. Because you're going to go find a new grocery store and be like, they're not, I can't hold them accountable. I don't think that they're, reliable. So you have to look at that as your social media is the same way.
And remember, guys, if they're not going to buy from you, they're going to buy from somebody else.
Yeah. And Nicole and I have had that. We've had marketers sign up with other people. We've had customers enroll with other people, right? Because you miss it and you're like, oh no, they wanted it, right? So you have to be consistent to show people where to find you at all times, okay? That does not mean you have to be on social 24/7. That means intentionally be on social with a purpose, okay? We can all find ourselves scrolling for like an hour and being like, oh, I did nothing, right? I didn't connect with a single person. I watched aimlessly, and then I got in my own head that I can't be that good, that I can't make videos like that, that maybe my pictures aren't as good, or I don't have a photographer or whatever. I will tell you, to this day, I still don't have a photographer. My husband is learning. I have a little bit better of a light, but you guys, at the end of the day, if you don't start, you're never going to get the ball rolling. If you don't just dive in. I share in the team page all the time pictures that pop up from my memories on Facebook of when I first started on social, and you guys, they were awful. Like when I say awful, they were awful. You couldn't even see my eyeballs. My lighting was horrible. Like everything about them screams, this girl sucks at this. And I shared, I think it was just a couple of days ago, I shared in the team chat that we have, and I was like, okay, here is one of my very first weeks of posting. We didn't have Instagram stories. It wasn't instant, right? It was like the goal was post 3 to 5 times a day, because your feed of posting was how you grew, how you gained access to people to share through your day. Now we have Instagram stories, right? That's what your daily posting is, right? But in order to grow, I was like, I have to post 3 to 5 times a day. Well, I was like, I don't wear makeup. I have no lighting. I'm busy all day. So by the time I get home from work, like I couldn't have my phone on the sales floor. Like by the time I got home, it's dark. Then my kid wants to be fed. Now it's 10 p.m. I'm posting at a time where everybody's probably sleeping. Now I'm trying to message people and it's 3 a.m. and they're like, what is this weirdo doing? Like messaging me, trying to connect and be friends at 3 a.m. Is she drunk? Like what's going on? My posts were awful. You guys, look at a whole week of posts, and I shared the very first week in business, the very first 6 months in business. Every post I made got 2 likes and 1 comment. Those 2 likes, not even my mom. It was my grandma. My grandma liked my post because she was probably trying to sit there like catching up on her grandkids. And she's like, oh, there's Brie eating a peach. I'm going to like it. Right. And the peach was here and my face was here and the timer was off and it's blurry. Okay. I wasn't scared to post that because I knew if I didn't post that, then I would never post. I would never get better. I would never learn. Now I look back and I'm horrified at the things that I posted, like literally broccoli and rice on a dirty break room table at my work, at my job, right? I posted for my own accountability, for my own training, for my own learning purposes, right? You can never reach 1 million people if you don't start by reaching 1. You will never reach 1 million people in an audience. You will never reach 1 million sales. You will never reach 10K on your social media until you realize in your brain that it's all about 1. Okay. You have to reach 1 person. You have to learn what your voice and what your message is. You have to practice. I got on live when we first got live on Instagram and I had 2 people jump on live. I was like, well, nobody heard my message. But guess what? My message sucked. My delivery sucked. And then I got on again. Nicole, stop recording us. Oh.
Wow.
I was like, wait, what? That's a video.
Sorry, James, if you're on the call, you're being recorded.
This call is being recorded for training purposes. But honestly, guys, like when you make a post and you're like, that sucked, that fell flat, that's not the point. The point is not to go viral. The point is not to have 1,000 people like or comment and be popular. The point is to resonate and connect and build trust. If you can get that in your brain, like, I am not doing this for 200 comments, right? It is to connect your audience with your story, your message. Okay. If you don't show up and you don't put your face on camera, that's like the biggest thing is like, people are like, I don't want to show my face. I don't know what to talk about. All you have to do is get on and say, good morning, having my coffee. What are you guys doing today? And put a question box. It does not have to be unique. It does not have to be scary, but until you get out of your head and say, hey, one person's probably going to see this, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to show up and try. You can never grow. You can't wait to sign one customer until you have an audience of 1 million. You can't wait to use your codes until you have 10,000 on your Instagram. You need to start now. You're going to get 1 customer, then you're going to get 2 customers, then you're going to get 5 customers, then you're going to get 10 customers. If someone handed you 100 customers, would you know what to do with them? No, you wouldn't know how to handle 100 customers. I sure didn't, right? Like, we dove into this. I was like, ooh, we got 10 customers. I don't know. They're all asking me questions. They all want to be added to things. They all need my support. Like, what am I doing? You have to have that first customer. You have to have that first, 10 posts flop. Okay. Because then you're going to learn wording. You're going to learn posture. You're going to learn your message. And then when it starts hitting ears, it's going to make sense. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind as you start on your social media as your business. Your social media is your business, and that's your storefront. If you don't open it every day, people are going to get bored. People will go find someone that's opening every day and consistent. People love when I share consistent things in my day. Nicole is so good at sharing her meals. I like pop on and I'm like sharing my day, and it's usually my lunch or my coffee or my workout, right? They know that they can find, besides this week, Nicole and I at the beginning of this call, we're like, we have not worked out this week. Like, ugh, I'm glad it's not just me, but I'm always getting on sharing things that add value to somebody. I don't sell the Peloton, right? But I share my Peloton rides because I have fellow Peloton riders that I connect with. Okay. And we connect and we talk and, oh, who's your favorite trainer and who do you ride with? What music by, what do you like? That's connection, not because they're going to become a customer ever, but that's connection that creates engagement and flow and builds my confidence in conversation, in interaction. Okay. That's training for you, right? That's purposeful. That's meaningful. When you get those conversations, when you get that feedback, when you get that interaction, that's exciting. So don't look at it as just like every customer is a win. Look at it as every story you post, every post you make, every picture you take, every time your face is on camera, that's a win. Whatever like freaks you out, when you do those things, you're going to get better. Okay. I know Nicole and I, we both, I'm sure at one point we're like, you want me to take a picture of me? Like, me? What? Like, what do you mean you want me to take a picture of me?
I actually did a reel about it this morning.
Oh, did you? Okay, everybody go watch Nicole's reel.
I just did a reel about it this morning saying, like, don't compare somebody's chapter 10 with your chapter 1. Like Bree and I have been in direct sales for a long time. I know Abby also. And it's easy to start a business and think, oh, well, this person is doing so well and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we, like Bree said, we all started somewhere, and that's it. Just show up, be you. The most important thing is connecting with people, so even if you have just a few comments and likes, bringing those things into private message. That's what's important, guys. Just, transferring connection and just creating conversations. Like, our business is really about like creating conversations with people.
Yeah. When you create that trust and that connection, people are going to start seeing your stuff, and whether they buy that day or they buy in a year, the thing is they say, hey, if I am ever interested or if I ever want to buy it, it would be from you. I get that a lot. Like, hey, when I'm ready, it'll be you, because they remember it. They know I'm there. They know I'm going to show up, right? They know that I'm not going to leave, that I'm not going to quit, right? They see, and that consistency is everything. Right? That consistency, because they see people in and out of their lives. They have family that leave. They have, social media accounts that, like, they need to know that you're not going anywhere. Right? If you make one post and you expect to boom a business from that, and then you just don't post for 2 weeks, people are like, wait, like, Ashlyn, where'd you go? Like, I thought are you doing this thing? Are you doing it? Like, are you done? I'm confused. Right?
And I've had people buy from me that have been following me for the last year or
Yeah.
had followed me for
Yep.
10 months. And finally they reach out and they go, okay, I'm ready to buy now. Like,
Yeah.
but they've been watching me every day for 10 months.
Yeah. Or you
So
think about people who,
Yeah.
you'd love to have on your team, or like, oh my gosh, this person would be amazing in this business, right? I know they'd be amazing. I see the potential. And you as a marketer are like, I want to bring people on. I'm enthusiastic. I'm excited. But somebody on the other end, like I always have to remember, like, what did it take you to sign up for this business? What did it take you? Did it take conversations? Did it say like watch recordings? Did you get on a call, a few calls? Did it take you a couple weeks? Not everybody goes, oh my gosh, what's that business where you posted about this on stories and then is enrolled that day. It's usually a process of what does this look like? Okay, let me talk to my husband. Let me think about it. Do I want to be on social media? Okay, I'm going to watch you a little more and see how it works. And within a few months, then maybe they're like, okay, let's have that conversation again. Can I get on another call? Okay, can we hop on the phone? Hey, I have some questions. Okay, let me see if I can, get my resources together. I have this going on, right? It's a process. Every one of you is here because it was a process to get here. You watched people, you monitored, you saw, you absorbed what this was about before you jumped in all in, and you're now on this call, right? We all had that time frame of I need to consume and watch somebody, right? And I have people still like, hey, I think I'm gonna, that I was in a business with previously that are like, I'm not sure yet. If I join, it's gonna be with you. I'm just not sure yet. And I'm not there to push. I'm there to be ready when they're ready. But that means I have to keep showing up and being present. So something clicks in stories, something clicks, a product that I share or a result I share, and they're like, so okay, girl, like now I'm ready. And that feeling is so exciting because you haven't dragged them along. You haven't convinced them of anything that they're not ready for. That feeling of someone coming to you like, okay, I know I've strung you along, like I'm ready. They are so much more willing to work together. They are so much more willing to do the things we give them to do. You guys are plugged in right now as new marketers, excited for this business, excited about the potential of what it's going to do in your life. I've talked to a lot of you guys. I see some names like what you've said you want out of this and why this tool can help you get there. Okay, so connecting that every day to your reasoning, not just an income number. Like it's really fun to hit income goals. Like Aaron and I, when we started, we wrote like 20K, in 1 month. Like we had things, but that monthly income was attached to a heart feeling, not because 20K was cool, not because 20K sounded like a baller amount. It was because I knew exactly what that money was going towards, right? I knew that my kids, with all this stuff going on, had to be in a school that was aligned with our values and fit well with our family. Okay. So pulling it back to like, you guys are new marketers. Maybe you've been in other businesses. Maybe you've been in other companies. I'm telling you, you've never been in anything like this. I don't care what you've sold. I don't care what your team was like. I hear it every single time. If somebody's been in a business, they're like, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen training like this. I've never seen leadership like this. I've never felt community like this. Because honestly, this team is driven by seeing the new people succeed. You are on a team right now, Nicole, Abby, myself, Audrey, Katie, like we are here. I had a system that I was making money in and I gave that up. You got like, if you don't know my story, a lot of you guys, like you're not in touch with me. I quit a 6-figure business that I had built for 6 years. Abby quit a 6-figure business that she had built for 7 years because I didn't believe that I could have integrity to help the new person win. I went live one day and said, you know what? I'm going to give it all up because I don't see people winning here and I need that to change because that's my personal like heart is to help people succeed in a business. And if you need 50,000 followers and you need all this stuff and you need things to succeed, and then you have a business model that's broken, I no longer have integrity in bringing people into that. So when I left, Nicole came over here and, Abby's here now, Carly's here, like we see a system that's going to help more people win. And that's you. You're on this call, this new crew call, because we value putting our time into people that want to win here and giving you those tools and giving you that time. I tell every single marketer, I am not your boss. I said this at the beginning of the call. Nicole is not your boss. Abby's not your boss. Modair isn't your boss. Modair is not your business. You are your business. Everything you put out there should be about your interests, about your goals, about where you're headed. not where Modair is headed. Modair is amazing, right? I share like the CEO and the accolades and the awards, but people honestly want to know about you, right? How many times we share a product and they're like, what have you personally seen, right? They don't care that Modair CEO scientifically brought these chickens and the cartilage, like they don't care. They want to know, why did you start doing this? And then I go, hey, maybe I don't have a product testimony, right? You're new. Hey, oh my gosh, let me show you why I'm so excited about these. And then comes the results room, right? So we want you to have success. That's why every leader here is here, not just on this call, but you might see Wes Bewley. You might see Wayne and Bethany Johnson. You're going to see Ashton. You're going to see Megan and Ricky. You see these leaders. We are all here because we were in search of a system that allowed normal people with jobs, with kids, with stress, with relationship struggles, with all of the things that are piled on in life to be able to win at a system. And not only have we seen one person win or two people win, we've seen every person that plugs and plays these systems win. Okay. It's not just me at the top making money. It's not just Nicole like helping hustle for her family. Every single person that comes in here and plugs into these systems and is consistent, not just for a day, not just posting your spoon post, not just sharing a product one time and going, oh, nobody wants it, but seeing this as a business opportunity. You would never go, buy the outfit for an interview, learn about the company you're going to get interviewed for. You're not getting paid for those things, right? You're investing. Like, I'm going to buy clothes. I'm going to look sharp. I'm going to look great. I'm going to invest in learning about this company so I can sound smart. I'm going to build my resume. Then you go into that interview. Again, it's time. You're not paid for that interview, right? You go into that interview and you go through that process, and maybe they bring you back for a second interview. Again, you get nice, you look sharp, you're poised. You go in for that second interview. There is no promise of that job, right? There's no promise. But I want you to keep in your head, you're showing up, you're poised, you're excited, you're bringing representation of who you are before you're even promised that 6 figures, before you're even promised those benefits, before you're even promised, right? You do all that thing to build your character, who you are, so that you can go into that interview going, this is why I'm the best person for the job. And that's how I see you're starting in this business is, I'm not going to promise you 6 figures. That's on you. Like, you want to hustle? You want to crush this? Absolutely you can. I truly believe anybody can earn the income that they want with this business. But I will never sit here and say for 30 days, if you just post a spoon post, you're going to crush it. If you go and get hired on for that job that you put all the time and effort into preparing for, you got on the calls, you did the things, you did the second interview, you did the callback, you bought the clothes, you made the resume, you went in, right? And they hire you. And they say, okay, here's the times I need you to be here. Here's what I need you to accomplish. And we're going to pay you next week. If you did not show up for those times consistently, for the hours they are paying you for, would you get a paycheck resembling that full-time promised job income at the end of 2 weeks? No. So do not think this is any different. If you do not show up for work in this business, do not expect a paycheck like a business, like a job, if you do not show up poised, ready to work. Nobody at any job ever that they've ever been hired for is mad that they don't have a paycheck on Friday if they called in sick, if they didn't show up, if they didn't put the hours in, if they did a no call, no show, right? And then on Friday, they did not go and collect their paycheck. That's the same thing here. You do not get to collect a paycheck before you do the work, right? This is not a cash pay advance system. This is put in the work, add value, learn the tools, take messy action, like Nicole said. I did not know a thing about CLA. I didn't understand everything about BioCell life and collagen and how it worked. I was learning, and people learned alongside of me, and they were excited to learn, and they were a part of the process. And some people were like, oh, I'm going to wait till you use it, right? But the point is, people are excited about this, and they will only match your excitement. So if you're bummed and you're like, I didn't use all my codes, and it's been 24 hours and that person said no, and then this person ghosted me, and my mom's too busy, and no. There's only success for those that ask and work for success. There is success built into the system, but you have to be willing to show up and ask for it and work for it. Put in the hustle, when it's, workable for you. Again, you don't need to be on every call. You don't need to know everything, but plug in at some point every day. Go off a checklist and say, did I show up on my social? Did I plug into my team? Did I plug into the one customer I have? Did I check in with that person that was, kind of interested in the business? Did I go on social media, find 3 people that I would absolutely love to be on my team and connect with them in a genuine way? Did I go find 10 people on Instagram and show love to their stuff, regardless of a conversation or a follow? Did I put on stories genuine, of me so people can get to know me? People love to hear your voice. They want to see you. They want to know you're real. I showed up with no makeup because that's me. 90% of the time, you might see these pictures or you might see reels and things that people put together because that's a highlight reel. My stories, my Instagram stories, people know I'm a mess. My kids have snot all over them. They have mac and cheese in their hair. Like, this is me, right? So before you have it perfect, before you have your makeup perfected and your outfit perfect, you need to get on messy. People start to watch that journey. And I guarantee if you're here in 5 years, people remember that person. I still get people going, I remember when you started this, you were like a mess. And I'm like, I know, like, I wouldn't have been able to lead the team that we have now. And I mean, I'm brought to tears, like seeing Nicole and her team from Canada all over, and Abby being in Utah. You guys have to envision what that's like and know that there's steps to grow personally and in this business before you can even do anything with that, right? It took me 2 years in this business to bring on some incredible leaders that were probably watching in the background, but they were like, gonna hang here and watch her, right? Nicole, it's like a year in, she's like, okay, I need to poise myself as a leader. That takes time. You're not just going to be handed 100 people in a team in an organization. You wouldn't know what to do with them. So that is encouragement to say everyone starts with one customer. Everyone starts with their first post that's messy and sloppy. Everyone does a live that flops. And we go, you know what? I mean, there's stuff Erin posts. I'm like, what? I don't get it. I'm like, maybe you should stick to behind the scenes. Like, do your stuff. Maybe leave social media to me. But it's funny, it's sloppy, it's messy, and that's how we grow. And then you can look back, and I look back at posts and I share them in our team page. Like, y'all, I had my grandma liked it for months. It was my grandma and me. I liked it all the time. Like, I would like my own post, hoping somehow something would catch fire. And like, oh, now people are going to see this. But guess what? They didn't. Just kind of kept like falling flat. And I'm like, is it my post? Is it my face? Is it the lighting? It was probably all of it. Like, legit, probably all of it. And the only person commenting was me or my grandma, like, oh, hi, honey. Like, like, I'm so proud. Look at her growing a business, right? You have to remember that that's the starting point. So do we have any questions? I'm going to stop this record. Or Nicole, do you have anything to add as far as them diving into guides and stuff and training?
No, I think it's good. Guide 1 and 2, that's what we want to do. And then the how to access your $20 codes and just knowing the system. And you guys know that shiftingretail.com, the buzz is Google for Modair.
Yeah.
So all FAQs, every question you have about any promo, any event, anything like that, Shifting Retail, the buzz, or the buzz shiftingretail.com, however you type it in, it's going to pop up. But this is one of the best resources you can use. So there's a full FAQ on the buzz right now about shifting retail next gen. And that's exactly what we are all using right now, because like we said, it's brand new for everyone since last Saturday. So you guys are kind of all in the same place that we are. So read that FAQ about social retail next gen on Shifting Retail, the buzz. And that's going to really help you to understand the code sharing with these $20 codes.
And please, like, don't hesitate to reach out. Abby, Nicole, exactly. Myself, we have kids, we've got things going on, but this is our full-time job. So you have to understand that, like, it looks different for us. We are more accessible, right? And if we don't respond, it's only because we have business hours. Like, that's something that I set. So ask in the team chat, right? That's what that is there for. Okay. And have some grace and understand Nicole might have to answer a question. Even if you're working with me, Nicole might have the answer and I might be dealing, she knows, like, I got 4 little kids that are like asking for applesauce and pooping in the tub and all this stuff. Like, like, we are a team. So
and the great thing about, Sorry, the great thing about the team chat is that when you ask a question in a team chat, everyone benefits from the answer.
Yeah.
So as opposed to messaging your upline directly, that's what the team chat is there for. And there's no dumb question. So if you've really looked for the question and you can't find it, when you ask it in the team chat, every single person that's in that team chat benefits from the response, as opposed to a one-on-one conversation where then it becomes repetitive for the person that's helping you.
Yeah. And someone might be nervous to ask the question because, oh, do I sound silly? You guys, there are more people that are new than are seasoned in this business right now. We are only getting started. And so when I say like there are new people in there, I try to connect new people as much as I can. But when I say there's new people every day coming into this, there's no silly question. Okay. Yeah. You are welcomed into that team chat because we want to help you. Nicole and I, Abby, like the only people we can help are those that are willing to ask the questions and get to the answers. If someone sits silent and then falls off in 30 days, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they want to be pushed. I am not a person that's going to shove or drag or pull someone in this business. If someone has told me they have goals, I know Nicole is the same way. If someone has goals, I can only want them half as much as the person that tells me the goal. It is your goal. It is your responsibility. I have built this business, and I will say it every day, to be able to sit down, shut my phone up, and have dinner with my family. And I refuse to give up my time to people when they are not invested in the process and they want me to do it for them. I know Nicole is the same way. I know Abby is growing a team that same way. I know Carly, I still can't see everybody on here, but Audrey's that same. Like, I build this for that time flexibility. So when we say ask in the chat, you're going to get a quicker response. Okay. If it's not me, it's someone else that just asked the same question 2 days ago. Or it's somebody that's, you know, in leadership position and growing into leadership that had the same question 6 months ago, or can guide you to the answer or what page to go to or anything like that. So we are here to plug into the willing. I am here, but only if you've done the work. If I get a question like, hey, what's the apps I download? I'm going to say, you need to go through guide 1 and 2 and then come back to me with the questions you have if something doesn't make sense. Nicole is the same way. We do this business because we value our time and we value our efforts, and we work with those who are willing to plug into the systems. And we've seen every person that plugs into the systems and plugs into their resources win at this. The only time someone says this doesn't work, or I'm frustrated and this business doesn't work, I can truly say you haven't plugged into the systems. So I want you to take that seriously. That is not to be mean. That is not to bash anyone, but this is a system that works. And I'm telling you that coming from someone who's been in other businesses. Nicole has been in other businesses. We've seen other systems. This works. We saw people on stage with less than 1,000 followers, someone with 1,200 followers on Instagram, growing a successful business, speaking on stage as a leader. So do not get in your head about where we're at with following, where we're at with how many customers we have. I've been in this 2 years. Nicole's been in this a year. Abby's been in this a couple weeks. Like, you guys, there is so much behind the scenes. Like Nicole said, like, I have been doing social media and achieving greater things on social media and perfecting my pictures and training my husband on how to take a photo for 8 years. So if your picture doesn't look like mine, if your reel doesn't look like Nicole's, guess what? Scroll back. We can find you when our reels didn't look like ours. Like, they were awful. But I don't delete them. I use them to fuel me and say, oh, look, I've gotten better. Even as much as last year, I'm like, oh my gosh, I sucked at that. Instagram reels, Instagram stories, they were all new for us at one point. People are now on TikTok. I'm like, I don't get it. It's new. Mine suck, right? You have to be sloppy. You have to be messy. You have to take action. So we've been on this call for an hour. I appreciate you guys hanging on. Did we have questions? I'm going to stop recording and go to the gallery. So if